I felt like I had to be better than I am, you know. And to me, to be better would be to play more difficult, more, instead of 2-string, it would be 3-string, 4-string, 5, 6-string arpeggios, and on the 64th notes, and you know, and really challenge myself. And could I actually make this into a four-octave arpeggio, for instance, you know? How do I do that? Where do I start with chromatics and stuff?
I have learned a ton of stuff from Yngwie over the years, and I'd say whether you're a neoclassical fan, shred guitar fan, or Yngwie fan, there's no denying that he is an incredible musician, and there is a lot of stuff that we can take away to put in our own playing, even if you don't play like Yngwie.
This is a very long A minor arpeggio, which is basically the same pattern, but in different modes.
One of the coolest things inside of Yngwie's playing is how he will take chords and move them through inversions across the neck. So one of the big things that he did early on in his REH video that I did not understand for the longest time was how he would say, I'm going to take this A minor passage and play it across the full neck. And I'm like, how is that? This is A minor. That can all be A minor. So if you guys dig anything in this lesson, do me a huge favor, check out my brand new course, the Arpeggio Workout. It deals with everything we talked about here today and so much more. We have a lot of different examples in here. So if you would, check that out. I'll link it down below. It is the biggest way to support the channel. It's 70% off for launch week. So if you want to snag it now at the lowest price, you can get that down below. So what do you say? We get to the lesson.
This is a very long A minor arpeggio, which is basically the same pattern, but in different modes.
Now, I am tuned to standard tuning. Yngwie's tuned down a half step in that video. I figured I would just keep everything in standard to make it easier for you guys. But what he's doing is he's taking different A minor triads, essentially, and moving them up through the fretboard. Now, there's a really important concept here that we're going to talk about, but as far as like the mechanical side of it, he's sweep picking it. You can sweep pick this if you want to, or you could alternate pick it. So let me go ahead and play this for you once, slow. And when I say slow, I mean like normal human slow, not Yngwie slow. So here you go. Now, again, keep in mind, I am tuned to standard, not half step down like Yngwie. So if you hear them side by side, they're going to sound a little wonky, but it's the same shapes, just in standard tuning. So the first one down here is actually an octave of the one that he plays up here. So there's really only like 3 shapes that you need to learn here, and you can navigate the entire fretboard thanks to good old octaves. So this one goes like this. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my pinky, and I'm going to play 5th fret on the high E string, and I pull off to an open string. Then I go to 1st fret on the B, and then 2nd fret on the G. And that's it. That is your entire A minor arpeggio. Now what he does is he reascends to that 1st fret on the B, and then open high E string. And that's the lick. Now, like I said, you can sweep pick this if you want to, but that's not really what I want the focus to be here. I want the focus to be on the fact that we are taking the 3 essential notes of an A minor triad, that, you know, essentially this is a triad, and we are arpeggiating them or playing the notes separately, which is giving us that A minor arpeggio. Okay? So what's happening here is we're just playing an A note, an E note, and a C note. Technically, that is an A minor right there, just with those 3 notes. A, E, C, A, E, C. Now, what Yngwie does that's really cool, and this is really where it kind of like blew my mind as a young player, was I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that one, I guess, because here's my A minor chord, you know, and I knew this one. But when he would go to these other shapes that I didn't know, and then octaves, I'm like, wait, how is this all A minor? This is really the same 3 notes? So let's transition to the next shape. And this one's going to utilize a lot of finger rolling out of our index finger. 8, pull off the 5 on the high E string, and then 5 on the B, and 5 on the G. So that's the entire arpeggio. Now, if we look at the notes, we have a C note, an A note, and an E note. Again, that is all we need for our A minor. We're just adding an octave of that C note right there. So then reascend, and that's that one. So now that's cool because we can outline an A minor chord in 2 different ways. And if you know your minor pentatonic, this one is just straight in your pentatonic box. So you can play cool lick. You know, by outlining a chord. So the next one that he transitions to is up here. This was the one that was a new shape for me at the time. I'm like, what is that one? That sounds really cool. I like this one a lot. We're gonna go 12th fret on the high E string, back to 8. Then 10 on the B, 9 on the G, back to 10, so, and then 8 on the high E string. So there's that one. This is another new inversion of A minor. But let's check the notes. You've got E, C, A, back to E. So you've got now the next one is an octave of what we've already done. This is the octave of the first one. We're gonna go 17 to 12 on the high E string. Then you're gonna go 13 on the B, and then 14 on the G. So back to 13, back to 12. So right there. So you've got and then the octave of the second one we did, where we had to roll our index finger a lot, would be 20, 17, 17, 17. There you go. My fingers don't fit up here very well. So those would be your minor arpeggios on the top 3 strings. And what's really cool is if you just know where your root note is, you can play this shape that we learned, and it outlines that chord. So like on the first one here, like there's your root note, or here's your root note. The next one is here, root note right there. So anywhere I do the shape, I'm like, oh, I want to do B minor. I want to do D minor. I can do that. Same with this one. So where was our root note in this one? That note right there. So I'm like, okay, there's A minor, but I want to do B minor. I want to do C minor, you know. I can do it and you know, just like a split second, because I'm just looking for that one note. I'm not looking for all 3 notes or all 4 notes. I'm just looking for one note. So first things first, get to where you have these shapes comfortable under your fingers, and then start targeting certain notes, like your root or the third, and just moving them around the fretboard. But this is a great place to start with navigating through arpeggios. All right, gang, I think that is going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Like I said before, even if you're not the biggest Yngwie fan, there is a ton of stuff inside of his playing that we can take away and apply it into our own playing. So if you would, check out the brand new course, the Arpeggio Workout. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. It's not all shreddy, it's not all sweepy. It's about taking arpeggios and playing them in very musical ways. So check that out if you would while it's on sale. And if you have time, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all later. We're going to end a bluesy Yngwie style, which would go something like this. There it is. I was like weird looking at the guitar this way. Anyways, bye guys.